Okay, let's begin. Good morning to everyone. God always be with us. Let's start. Okay, planning and control management, part 4. Program of progress, monitoring, updating, and controlling. Our previous episode was in part 4, session 2. That was the progress update 001. It includes a preparation of a site performance report format and site resource report format. So now our episode for today is part 4, session 3. The same, this is for progress update 001, but this includes updating activities, actual dates, percent progress, remaining duration, actual resource assignment units, actual expense cost in the first segment. We will be taking longer here. That is why I put here in the first segment, because I'm sure we cannot finish the updating activities actual dates, because we have a lot of preparations to do before we can start. But once we finish this one and establish everything for the updating of our progress, so the next progress update will be an easier one. Okay. Moving forward, let's proceed to the main topics for today. So obviously, before we can proceed updating a project activity progress and resource actual usage, of course, we need a progress and actual data from site reports, right? Okay, assuming we receive the site reports for performance and actual resource based on the report formats we provided to the progress tracker or from to the people or personnel executing the works. Here it is shown. Here's the site performance report from project site personnel. Okay, here is the look of the reports from site. So here we can see here, they put the actual dates here, and also the for the month of June. This is the first month of our update, and the data that they need to feed is the activity percent complete, and this is it. Under the mobilization for temporary facilities, they have already completed 100% by from June 6 up to 15 June. So the activity was completed 100%. And also here, mobilization for site construction, they started last 16 June, and they accomplished 75% of the activity. The same as in construction of temporary facilities. They started 16 June and they completed it by 25th of June. So that means it is 100%. So only 3 activities were being executed for this month. Okay, so to be more clear, let's extract and enlarge only those activities that has already started for the first month of update. Yeah. Okay, so here is the enlargement. Here we go. I prepared this in color coded to be more identifiable. Okay, progress update 001 site performance report. And here is the data. So I showed only here the month of first month of June to be what do you call this, assessed by the people on site. Okay. And here, the milestone, the contract award, we are aware of it that it started 1st of June 2022. And then the notice to proceed the same date. And the project start, actually, we need to put also the project start here. It doesn't mean that when the NTP says 5 days, we really can do it. But sometimes, not all of the time, that we can really follow the instruction from the notice to proceed for some other reasons. There are some delays or whatever. But this time, our project start, I think this is on time. Okay, next is under the preliminaries on mobilization for the temporary facilities, meaning this is mobilizing materials and people only for the construction of temporary facilities, and it started 6 June and finished by 15th June, and it is 100%. And also mobilization for site construction, actually, they have already started the mobilization of the primary or the major construction works on site, and it started 16 June, and they have already done 75% of it. Okay, and then the establishment of temporary facilities, they have already completed the installation of temporary facilities. That is why maybe these started the mobilization of site construction. Okay, that is already 100%. Take note here, the data we need to feed for our activity progress is are here. Okay, this one, okay, this one, that one, and the last one is the construction of temporary facilities. Okay, don't you notice that the format we prepared in our last session was slightly different from this one? It is because I used the different method of doing this by using the UDF or user-defined field of Primavera. The previous one we prepared was we used the I think the activity usage spreadsheet feature of Primavera, but it looks, for me, it looks not really good. So I prepared another one that is using the user-defined field. Okay, let me show you quickly how to do it. Okay, we will open our Primavera. Okay, here we go. So the first thing we need to do here, let's look at our, what do you call this? We will save a layout, and we will be adapting the layout of the activity usage spreadsheet. Okay, so we will go to activity, and then we will open the layout using this one, and then no, and then we will look for activity usage spreadsheet. Okay. Or even we can open, I think, the one that we prepared previously. What was it? The I think and the last one that we prepared. Okay. The site performance report. Okay. Let's apply it. Okay, this is the forms of the site performance report. Actually, I have already done this. Wait for a minute. Okay, apply. Okay, this is the one we prepared before. This is the format that is by monthly. So this is by using the activity usage spreadsheet. But if we will be using this one, actually I have already prepared this one. Okay. Okay, what I did it before, actually I have already prepared one, so I just need to explain this to you. The first thing that we need to do here is, of course, we have to show the columns. Okay, let's save this into, let's say we will save this into, yes, site performance report, but it is using the UDF. Okay, let's save it. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so the first thing that we need to do here is just edit the column. What are those required in the column? Is activity ID, activity name. What else? Actual start, right? Okay, actual finish. So what you need to do is just to insert it here using this column and find it in here in the column selections, and that's it. Now, let's say actual start and actual finish, and this column, actually, these are the column that we need the activity percent complete. But actually in Primavera, it doesn't have this way this form. So we have to create a user defined or parameters in the user defined field to be able to insert the column here. And also here, month 1, June 2022. Actually, this is from the user defined field that I already created. So I think it is not, I don't need to do it one by one because I have already taught you how to do it in the user defined field. So this is the way how we use it. Actually, when we define the parameters in the user defined field, we'll just go to enterprise and then user defined field. And here our subject here is the activity. So we have to use the activity, right? Okay. So we will be creating parameters for this column. So actually, I used to create a parameters which I put it in a dot only, because sometimes I'm using this for the spacer of the column. Okay. So let's say, for example, like for example, this column, I use the dot in here. And here I have to select the text because we don't need any calculations in there. So we use only a dot. And then what you need to do, you have just insert it here. Okay. Okay. If you look at here, let's say let's try to insert the column. Oh, wait for a minute. Let's go straight. After that, I also do. I also created user defined fields for these parameters so that I can insert it here in the column. Okay, so what you have to do, yes, in here, I have already created it here. Did you see it? Here, from here down to here, these items are this one. Okay, So that's the way I do it. Let's say, for example, we will close. Let's say, for example, we don't have this uh, column yet for the month of April. Let's say for the month of April, we will remove it. Okay. And then anyway, we will remove everything. We will just retrieve the layout. Okay. Let's say when we started it, there is no, let's say like for example, that one, there is no column for the month. So what you need to do, just highlight it here and then just click, let's say month one, and then we'll go to month two, highlight month two here, and then click, and then, yeah, until you finish it, and then month 10, and then month 11, and then apply. Okay, so that's it. That's the way how I prepared it. And then also, like for example, how I did this one, you just edit this one. You can edit this because our parameters, when you look at here, okay, the data type is a text, so there's no hassle. So just type, let's say, activity percent complete. Okay, just type it there. Let's say, for example, okay, what we need here is, our purpose for this column is that we can put the notes here that the activity, let's say we'll put it here, that the activity percent complete is required in this field. Okay, so we will highlight it and then copy it here and then right click and then fill down. Okay, I think you can catch up with this one because we have done this several times already. And then let's say, for example, if you want to preview the output, okay, just preview it and then look at it and then adjust the until it fits. It fits to the sheet that you want, let's say A3 or A4. So this is the look, this is the outcome. Okay. So when you look at it, what the progress tracker will be doing here is just to input, let's say for the first month, they will just have to input the actual start, actual finish, and then the percent complete. That's all. Okay. Okay. So I thought you already understand because we have already discussed this several times in our previous topics. So it's just a matter of refreshing you on how to do it. Okay. Okay. This is one thing, guys. Let me apologize for the overlook data, which should have been included in our early episode. Actually, this overlook data has a significant role when updating project progress. It is the bill of quantities, or BOQ, is always the primary reference when developing project program. And we overlook the quantity of work that must be used for the assessment of physical percent complete. That is why I decided to insert it here in our topic, so it is not too late. Let's insert this item as our assumption. Let's do it, okay? Let me show you first. Okay, here on screen, as you can see, this was our detailed baseline program, which you can see it. It does not have the work quantities reflected. Okay, no quantities. I mean work quantities are reflected on it because it was overlooked. So if you can see here, it should have a column in here showing that the let's say for example temporary facilities, how many, one lot, two lots, how many buildings, something like that, and also like for example site clearing, how many square meters that is required by the contract or the tender requirements. So we miss it. That is why since we need it in our progress update, so I tried to take a time to insert it here in our topic. Okay. Um, let's okay. Let's insert our assumptions here. Okay. Okay. Here is the one that we need to insert the work budgeted quantity and also the unit of measure. Okay. And then these are the work budgeted quantity. This is the column. This is our assumptions. Okay. And this is the unit of measure. And now we will close it. We will fill the gap, and then so this is our new, actually the revised, we can say this is a revised detailed baseline schedule, which now shows or it displayed the work budgeted quantities and the unit of measure. Okay, let's execute this in how to do or insert this work budgeted quantity or unit of measure in our Primavera P6. Actually, these are a customized items because we cannot find this in the belt of a Primavera P6. So what we need to do here is we have to define it by personalized, okay? So we will go to Primavera P6 and then let's do it. Primavera P6. Okay. What shall we do first? Okay, let's the first thing that we need to do here is to create a parameters into the user defined field under the activity subject area. Let's say, for example, we will create a budgeted work quantity. Another one is the actual work quantity, and then the other one is the work percent complete, and the other one is the unit of measure. So let's look on our user defined field under the subject of the activity. If it is not yet defined, then we will define it. Okay, let's go to user define. First, we will define what? I think I've already done this one because anyway, we will look for the, let's say, budgeted work quantity. Budgeted work quantity. I mean the work budgeted quantity. Actually, I have already it here. So, guys, I I just want to explain this to you. Actually, I think you already know how to add a parameters here when you needed it in your schedule. So here, the work budgeted quantity, I already created it here and I put it into number. The data type is number. Because my purpose here is that we can able to customize calculation of work percent complete using Primavera P6 global change feature if we need to do so. Like for example, if the progress tracker provides actual quantities instead of quantities percent complete, so the planner or the scheduler will be obliged to calculate the quantity percent complete as required for the calculation or yes, for the data of the physical percent complete input for performance progress update. Okay, so here it is. We have already here the what do you call this? The work actual quantity, the work percent complete. So what we need to do in this one is just to insert it in our schedule or in our program. Okay, let's close it. Okay, so we will look for a layout that is more likely of the same look with the with our I don't know what I mean with our layout that I've shown just a while ago. So I used actually I used the baseline program in there. I mean the detailed baseline program and just inserted the column for the quantity and unit of measure. So let's open this one. Let's open the layout for the detailed baseline program. So where are we will look for it? Oh, here we go. So this is the detailed baseline program. So we will open it and then we will modify or rectify it by adding a column for the um, work quantities and unit of measure. So let's apply. Okay, so here we go. So if you look at our baseline program, there is none that we can see here, the quantities or the quantities of work and the unit of measure. Let me explain also for you that this is, we are working on activity wise. I mean, our subject here is activity. That is why the unit of measure here, we cannot find it here. But here in the resource or units, here in the admin, you can find it there, the unit of measure. I think it is in under the category. Yes, look at this one. We have here the unit of measure. We can define and add the unit of measures in here, but this is only for use in the resource. Okay, but in the activity, there is none of it, so we need to define or add a personalized parameters. Okay, so here, this one, you can see it under the resource. Let me show you. Let's close it. So here under the bottom here, we have the resource here. Okay. Here, you can add here, you can look, add a column in here for the resource. Let's say, for example, here, our resource here. So we will add a column here, right click here, and then customize. I think there is a unit of measure here. Measure. Okay, here, you can see this one. Then put it here, and let's take a look, and then apply. Okay, if you can see here, there is a unit of measure here, and this one, what I know is that actually, what I know is that this one comes from this data. in here. You need to measure here. So okay, let's try. We will try to assign a unit of measure here. We will click it. It's hanging again. Okay. So how can you find? You cannot find. So if we will go to resource here in the enterprise under the resource, let's try here if there is a unit of measure here. Uh, General unit of measure. Okay, here you can find it here. They will put it here and then apply. So you can also find it here. Okay, let's get back to activities. So, okay, so what shall we do now? We will get back to okay, this is already fine, I think. Okay. So what's the next thing we need to do here? What? Okay. Let's add a column for the work quantity. Okay, so we can find it here in the user defined field because we have already defined it here. So work budgeted quantity. Let's open it and then put it here in the column. And the other one is the unit of measure. Do we have it? Unit of measure, yeah, this one. Okay, and then apply. Okay, so we have here already. So we will put it at center. Okay, and also this one at the center of the column. Then apply. Okay. So what you need to do here is just input it here. Okay. Like for example, we will fill up all the items. So let's say mobilization of temporary facilities. Let's say one lot. And then also one lot for, let's say here. And then also, let's say for temporary facilities, let's say we have 3 units of structures. So let's say each. And about the utilities, okay, we will consider it as 3 also, meaning for every buildings we have utilities to do in it, on it, each. And then also, how about the under construction? What is site clearing? We have say 10,000 square meter. Ay. Okay, next is 5,000 square meter for no cubic meter. And then the same thing as for the 3. So just highlight it and then fell down. Highlight this one. My computer is now hanging again. Okay, highlight it and then just fell down. So we will go to trenching. We have, let's say, 800 cubic meter. Okay, just highlight this one and then copy it here, fell down. And then how about the next is 1,000 cubic meter also, or linear meter. Okay, this one is a linear meter. And then next, we have here the concrete road network. Let's say 300 square meter. and the other one is 1,800 cubic meter. So this one is okay, square meter. We'll put it here, fell down, and then the other one is cubic meter, then fell down. Then next, let's say this one is 256. This one is 256 cubic meter also. This one is 93.75 cubic meter. And this one is a square meter for CHB wall, 3,000 square meter. Or we can put it also by piece of CHB wall. So I use here a square meter of CHB wall. So it depends on the choice of the team, okay? Or of the contract requirements, I think, of course. So we have here cubic meter. So 3 cubic meters. So we have to highlight the first and then fell down. And then we have here this square meter, fell down. Okay. Next is for the perimeter wall or guardhouse. Or guardhouse, we have 2. That means it is 2 units of guardhouse. Okay. Gates is also 2. Of course, one guardhouse should have 1 gate. So let's say this should be each. Of course, this is the entrance and the exit guardhouse, I think. Okay, each. And then this one side clearing, we will make this as a lot, or you can say square meter, maybe it can be. And then let's say 1 here for the project management, that is only 1 lot. And also for actually we don't updating the progress of this one is really different. Okay, so what else? So we are done. So just that simple. Okay, so if you look at the what they call this console, you preview that one. So here you go. You have already the work budgeted and the unit of measure. So that's what I did. Okay, fine. Okay, we're done here. So what next? Let's get back to okay. And also here is the I will show you let's say we receive a site resource report from the progress tracker. Okay, the one that we received before, just we discussed just what we had discussed. That is all. That is for the performance progress report. So this one is the resource actual reports. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the resource actual report, the site resource actual report. Okay, here you can see here. Let's say, for example, the fuel. So fuel are being assigned to or required in the mobilization for temporary facilities and site construction. Right. This is for the fuel of the truck or vehicle. So what we have here is the actual units will be required here, but this is in a daily basis. Okay, so as you can see here, the resources or the unit started on 6th of June, because it started really on 6th of June, because the 1st of June is the NTP. And we have 5 days clearance before starting the site works. Okay, so that means our starting point really is the starting point of our project or the execution of site works is June 6. So here are the reports of the tracker on site. It shows 5 days, and let's say up to 5th, 15th of June. Okay. And then on the 16th, it started the mobilization of site construction until the end of the month. And here we can say here, we can see here the total number of units. And also, if you look at this 320, this one is the actual expense cost. I think you can remember the assigned expense cost that is for the materials of the temporary facilities. So this is it. Okay. So like for example, the construction of temporary facilities, we have the actual units that we use. This for from 16th of June to 18th of June, and then continued, they have a rest on Sunday. So they have continued until from here, June 20 up to June 25th. And then I think they have completed it here. Okay. And the total is 42. But the actual expense, let's say materials that they use for the construction of the temporary facility structure, they spend 320,000 as per the report. Okay, so the same as this one. The project management, we have here the project manager, the foreman, the engineer, and the manager, how many days they attend or their presence on site. I'm not sure if their salary is the monthly or daily. So let's assume that they have a daily, but mostly the managers and engineers, they have a monthly salary. But here, let's assume just only for a purpose of exercise. But here they have this number of days. The total is 25th. And also for the actual transportation, let's say a transportation, this is a subcontract. I mean, assuming that we have subcontract for the transportation of personnel from office to site, and to somewhere else that will be using the transportation. So it has a monthly cost. So assuming that the cost is 170,000, the total cost that they spent for the transportation. So, okay, 170,000. Okay. Actually, the data that we really need to feed in our resource assignment is this one. Take a look. Okay, this one. Okay. So next. Okay, we're done. I think this is enough. Let's continue the second segment on the next session. So at least I am trying not to exceed 1 hour, because it will sometimes it is already boring if we take too much a long time here. So as possible, we will do it by a maximum of 1 hour. Okay, guys? Okay, our next episode will be would be as part of the session 4, as part of part 4, the program progress monitoring, updating, and controlling. We are still on the next episode on the progress update 01. And now we will be updating activities, actual dates, percent remaining. Actually, this is in the second session. Okay. Actually, what we are telling here, the actual date, percent complete. Actually, the preparation of the data take us longer. That is why we cannot started. We didn't able to start our the actual updating on Primavera P06 for the values of these items. So see you in this episode, and thank you very much, guys. And you will be appreciated if you like, subscribe, and share. We still have a lot of things to know about this Primavera and the project and project planning and control management. So when I have spare time, so I am enjoying this work, enjoying this, and just for fun. And at the same time, it helps the beginners and maybe some for the experts, planners, schedulers out there. Okay. Okay, this is the end of our session. God bless and goodbye, guys.